Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the March 13th, 2025 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please. Here.
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 Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of March 6th, 2025.
Motion to approve those minutes.
And I second them.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I don't see any bid openings. Matter from other department heads or their representatives? Nothing. Moving on to correspondence. Letter A, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the approval of Officer Bryce Sherwin to receive evidence technician specialty pay effective March 7th, 2025.
Motion to approve Chief Short's request.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter B, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval of the funding allocation form requesting $60,000 from Mayor's Gaming Fund, 5th District Gaming Fund, and 6th District Gaming Fund to be allocated for the fence project at 3507 171st Street, submitted for approval.
Good morning to the board.
Good morning.
This multifarious distribution of funds comes from the three entities, the mayor, the 5th and 6th districts, to fund a project to fence certain property off of 171st. We'd ask for your approval of this action.
Yep, it's been signed.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter C, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval of the amendment to the grant agreement between City of Hammond and Federal Highway Administration for the Safe Streets and Roads for All Comprehensive Safety Action Plan.
So this is just an amendment. It sort of tidies up the agreement that we have. We did a comprehensive safety action plan that looked at multifarious locations throughout the city, that looked at different intersection hotspots and segments of roadway that were problematic for us. And so we had a plan put together. This just basically puts a bow on this for Federal Highway, and we're complete with the project. We ask for your approval to have the board president execute the amendment to the agreement.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, correspondence received from Reith Riley Construction requesting the closure of State Street at Summer Street on or after March 19th, 2025 for the Summer Street rebuild project.
We've had multifarious closures upon this roadway, and now we're asking for the closure of State Street as it connects to Summer Street to do utility work. This is going to last for a few months. Detour plan has been reviewed and okayed by the engineering department. We'd ask for your permission to go ahead and close the State Street leg connecting to Summer Street.
So we have two questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Is summer going to be open east and west?
Yes, Summer
So
remains
So
open.
just State's going to be closed?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
the northern approach to
Approach.
Summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do we know how long that's going to be?
It's on the correspondence. I want to say it's about 3 months. March, April, May, so right in
May
around.
16th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're good then, T.
A motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Letter E, correspondence received from Corellis Roofing requesting to block off the right lane of Chicago Avenue near the corner of Chicago Avenue and White Oak Avenue for a 4 to 6 hour duration, tentatively the first week of April 2025, to work on Bishop Knoll Institute at 1519 Hoffman Street.
No objection. The roadway's 2 lanes in each direction. Restricting 1 lane shouldn't be a problem. We'd ask for your approval.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Letter F, correspondence received from Whiting Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce requesting to hold their annual Garage Mahal event on Saturday, May 17th, 2025, and Sunday, May 18th, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on both days, with approximately 200 residents participating. They do that.
Yeah.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 8, matters from board members. Anything? Okay. Moving on to number 9, new business. Letter A, garage sale permit submitted for approval. Yep.
Motion to approve.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah. Letter B, right-of-way permits. received from engineering, submitted for approval.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
So
Welcome
I'm
back.
back, and I appreciate Mr. Button handling the permits throughout a couple months I've been gone. So, but anyways, I'm back. So 3 permits, one being from NIPSCO. They found a gas leak up by Sheffield, and I believe it's 121st.
2750 Sheffield's address we got.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're going to be working on that. It shouldn't take them too long. They're going to get to it, hit it. Then another one from Sallier Plumbing for emergency they had. We already signed off on that one.
Okay,
So I would recommend approval of the permits.
okay.
Motion to
Thank
approve.
you.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Mark. Nice to have you back.
Thank you. Appreciate.
Letter C, late business license hearing, One Stop Smoke Shop. Good morning. If you could pull the mic down a little bit and then give us your name, please.
My name is Said Hamad. I'm the owner of One Stop Smoke Shop, and I don't believe that I'm late for the license. I did submit my application on time. My check was cashed. I never received anything saying that they need more documents, which is I sent a copy of my license, a copy of the health license. I just received this letter saying that, after 7 or 8 months that, there's $200 fees for being late. And when I called in, the lady named Lisa asked me if I have a beer license. I said no. If I have a lottery license, I said no. She said, do you have a tobacco license? I said yes. She said, we did not receive a copy of that. I said, the year prior to that, you requested the health, and I sent it, because that's all I know that I'm supposed to send. So she said, no, that's needed too. So I brought it in, along with the merchant certificate, and I brought it to her, and she said, still I can waive the fees. You gotta go to the hearing.
Okay.
All right,
Good
good
morning,
morning.
Nick.
Lisa unfortunately couldn't be here today, so she provided her research to me in order to process this hearing. So it looks like there was a checklist mailed on May 24th to 24, indicating the various items that were needed to renew the license. There was an application submitted. The permits that he's referencing, were sent are actually dated, are dated after the date that the renewal would have been required. So there's no way that it could have been turned in at that time, which indicates that she did not, in fact, have what was required to process the renewal. Additionally, through the Secretary of State, it appears they were applying for a license under Oasis Smoke Shop. However, the Secretary of State does show that business entity name has been administratively dissolved, and so they're unable to use that name unless they file an assumed name certificate in order to get the legal right to advertise and operate under that name. Now, they are filed with the Secretary of State under One Stop Smoke Shop LLC. However, that's not what they're applying for the business license under, and it's not what they're advertising at the commercial location. So that is something that would need to be straightened out prior to a license actually being issued, because we can't issue a business license under a name they don't legally have the right to use. So those are some of the issues, that most likely probably held up the renewal, which is why the late fee was assessed, because if those did get straightened out, then as of the city, we can't issue a actual license to conduct business.
So is this the first time this has happened?
Yeah, so he hasn't been late before, but a review of what was submitted for the renewal indicated that all the documents were not included. And so when she requested the additional documentation to prove that he had the various certificates through Lake County Health and Tobacco, she did not receive them in a timely manner, which, you're late.
I have a couple questions that I
Okay,
could.
yes, absolutely.
When was the, Nick, when was the application submitted? Was that submitted before the due date?
So it looks like it's dated 6/11/24. So
Okay.
the application was submitted prior to the 6/30.
Right, but the entity that was applying DBA is Oasis Smoke Shop.
Correct, which was administratively dissolved in 2013.
So, sir, is Oasis Smoke Shop what you intended to apply under?
The corporation is One Stop Smoke Shop.
what version?
Doing business, One Stop Smoke Shop, LLC, is doing business as Oasis Smoke Shop. And it's been like that for
No
years.
assumed name.
And we've been applying under Oasis Smoke Shop for all of these years.
Well,
Never-
wait, but you're not, there's no signage that says, is there signage that says Oasis Smoke Shop? Is that
Yeah.
what your signage says?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know that there's no assumed business name certificate filed with the state? So in other words, you have to file and assume, if you're gonna, it's like, if I have a smoke shop and I call it Kevin's Smoke Shop, but I'm incorporated under, some other thing LLC, I still have to file an assumed business name certificate with the state that says I wanna name it on the signage, Kevin's Smoke Shop.
It-
That was not done.
It's with the health, it's there.
Not the health department, I'm saying with the state.
I never realized that it's not
Okay.
registered. I never heard from the city that, there is a issue with that name and it needs to be corrected. I just heard it now.
It's just a form you file with the Secretary of State.
That's not a problem, we can get that done, but that's not an issue that I was aware of to hold the license, That's not the issue. They're saying just other license was not provided, along with the application, that's not the case.
And
So,
they just never
moving
got the right to
forward,
do it.
we have a new person doing our business licenses, Lisa, which you've been in
Yes.
contact with.
Yeah,
That checklist, she strictly adheres to that checklist. I know things might have been done in the past that contradict that, but moving forward, this is what the city will require.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that if the board would wait on deciding this and see if he can get this other paperwork done, like, I would like to see the assumed business name filed correctly, set it over, and see if he comes back with that paperwork, and then make a decision on whether you're gonna waive it. Because I would like to see this, I mean, I don't think, it seems to me that he's willing to get everything squared away. I'm happy to see that the application was sent in timely, he just didn't have all his paperwork in order, and I know Lisa's a stickler for that. So maybe we could set it over, whatever the board feels is appropriate, allow him to get everything in order to make a decision.
Do you know if it takes a long time to get that assumed
No,
name?
it literally is a form you fill out, so you go on to the Secretary of State, you've probably done this before, right? Because you probably who renews your Secretary of State stuff?
My accounting does.
Okay, so let your accountant know to file an assumed business name for Oasis Smoke Shop under your business name of, what is it,
One smoke.
One-stop smoke shop.
Yeah.
One Stop Smoke Shop LLC. You go in there and you file what's called an assumed business name. I'll write it down for you.
Okay.
And then it shouldn't take long, should not take long.
30 days.
A week?
Yeah, they typically review them within a week, and then
It's tax time, so his accountant might be
Okay.
busy, so, maybe give him a couple weeks and come back.
So 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
What do you think? Can your accountant get it done?
I'm sure he will, yeah.
April 3rd or March 27th?
Can we, maybe April 3rd, is that okay?
yep.
April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Yeah, that's fine.
If there's going to be an issue with getting that done in a timely fashion, can you maybe get Nick's, you guys exchange information and get a hold of Nick and let him know?
Sure.
I will tell you that if you get it straightened out, we're inclined, because it's your first time, to waive the late fee. However, you got to get that straightened out before we can officially make that decision.
Okay,
Okay?
sure.
Okay. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
No action on the matter today besides setting for status for April 3rd of 2025.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Okay, letter D, Alvin Cheeks, no parking this side, street signs on Tapper from Highland to Kenwood.
Good morning, Board. My name is Alvin Cheeks. I've been working on sign issues and street issues 42 years. I've appeared before this Board of Works 102 times. When I first started working with this street, Lou Carubis was the councilman. Shortly after that, McKinley Nuttall came in. Merrill Street used to go the other direction. Moore Street used to go the other direction. At that time, St. Mary Parish was there. Father John was in charge. The parish caught on fire, so they ended up moving down the street. The big issue with parking in that neighborhood is, number one, on a Sunday, you need an air traffic controller to proceed through there. I've worked with Rashada Morris when New Hope Church had to get a parking lot. I worked with Mount Zion Church when they had to get a parking lot. We live in that neighborhood. We have a right to park. We have a right to be safe. I've worked with the fire department and Mark and the chief of police. Went over to the fire department. They brought out one of their big snorkel trucks, and I measured it. I've already given it to the fire department, so I'm not gonna whoop a dead horse. If you measure the new ambulances and the new snorkel trucks, it's only a hair of an inch. I turned in the pictures and everything. They got an inch on each side. If anybody's ever rode in an ambulance like me and Mark, our engines, they move pretty quickly to get to your house, to get to wherever they're going. I presented the same information to Homeland Security. Even if we had a national emergency at the church or in the neighborhood, they could not respond in a timely fashion, being that some of the street is no parking one side, some of them not. We have 3 blocks that's already been there for years that I worked on with Councilman Higgs and before that, the other councilman. The other, like by Carlotta's house and then by the vacant lot, it's open right now. So you have cars on both sides. The Board of Works let them take the sign that was on the other side of the street and switch it over to the other, where it would match the other ones where the traffic would flow. But they never completed it, so we have 3 blocks that's no side parking. The other thing is the church does not have a adequate parking lot. Number one, you have to have so many parking spaces for handicap. You have to have so many ingress and egresses. So that particular church always has had a blind spot. I don't know if you remember, Jeff, they used to have a school there, St. Mary's School. The Lugos were the holder of the title to the property. So when Mr. Lugo died, then David Lugo died, and Father John passed, then they decided to sell the church. So at that time, all of the members were kind of old, so they came to church early morning, like when we had mass, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Now they have 2 services at the church, and we overwhelmed with cars. If you look at the pictures that I provided to the city council and the chief of police and the chief of fire, we're hit with cars everywhere, parking in people's driveways. They put down some yellow markings to kind of keep them off of the lady on the end because she have a wheelchair. It's more wheelchairs right through there than you can count. You've been in our neighborhood. Yeah. Our neighborhood is older now. So I don't come before this board to agitate anyone. I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the churches. They feel like I shouldn't say anything about it. They feel like it's their neighborhood. It's not. It's the people's neighborhood. Those cars should not be intruding on us.
So Elvin, but are you making the request as a resident there? Are you making the request for the fire department?
No, in the old days, you had to go to the fire department.
Okay.
When you had a request for a street. So I went to the fire department. I went to the chief of police, just to show them that the street's an issue. I went to the council to show them the street was an issue. I know very well that the decision lies on the Board of Works in regards to streets and signage. So the fire department has agreed to bring a full-size engine through there on Sunday to see exactly how tight it is.
Yeah. See, the problem, Elvin, is if the fire department was having trouble getting through, normally we would want that request to come from them, the fire department.
But anybody can. I've made them over 40 years.
No, I understand.
And when those signs, the signs that are there now, I'm the one who requested them.
So, but is that your request today, that we want parking on one side only signs?
One side only.
Taken
Okay.
off, taken away, is what I'm saying, what I'm hearing Alvin
No,
say.
not taken away.
That you want them away, you want,
No, I wanted the rest of it finished. If you
There's
go
3
down
blocks
there-
where
yeah,
they're not.
there's not, where they're not on there. All right,
Right.
so maybe we can refer to engineering, let them take a look at it on a
Yeah,
Sunday. and-
Dean's already aware of it, the
Okay.
issue too,
Yeah,
so.
yes, sir, I did.
Yep.
I did go before them.
Yep.
I did prove my fact of matter. The reason why I came to this body is because the signage issues belong to the privy of this board. Like when I had the stop signs put at Cleveland Street, I worked with you and the Board of Works to have that stop sign put there, which was by Maywood School,
Yeah.
if you remember that.
No, we do, and now, we do make the decision, but we take a lot of information from city council and from.
Right, and that's why I went to
Dean-
them
Dean
first,
from
because I wanted to
engineering,
make sure I do due diligence in making sure that I provided the subsequential information.
I gotcha.
Also, I provided the same information to Homeland Security. I provided the same information to all of the emergency response teams that respond to national emergencies in our area to show proof of matter that we have a major problem.
Okay, so is that gonna be, the signs are now on the west side or the east side?
It would be the left side. Like when you first turn in,
Left side
West
going
side.
which way?
West
Yeah,
side.
good.
West side?
cause it's a two-way street.
Right, so with on the left side, which way am I going?
North or south?
You going north or south?
You going east and west?
Tapper, right? Tapper
Right.
goes north and south.
Yes, sir.
Tapper goes north and south.
I think they're on the.
I know, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
So I think they're on the east side.
street.
They're on
I
the east
think
side of the
Denise is
street.
Right,
Yeah.
and what happened was is when that church came in, they took the sign that was on one side. I worked with Councilman Higgs on that, and we put the sign on the other side where the traffic would flow correctly. But what's going on now is that it's just a cluster of people everywhere. So a fire truck, or if I wanted to get down the street, it's a two-way street on a normal day like today. So on a Sunday, it's a two-way street on a normal day, but you can't get down the street.
Okay, so let's do this, Alvin. Dean's already aware, we're gonna refer it to him. He's gonna go measure the streets, and we will,
I'll come back next Thursday.
we will address it one way or another, yes.
Okay, I'll come back next
Okay.
Thursday, and also I'm in the process of going to the state to ask them to take a look at it. That's where I'm going to after this.
Well, I think we can, once we get a
Okay.
measurement, we'll be able to take care of it, so.
State's
Okay.
got no jurisdiction on that.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Alvin.
I appreciate
Have
it.
a good day.
Motion to forward this matter to engineering for follow-up.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Dean. Number 10, old business, letter A, status for 7235 through 41 Calumet Avenue.
Yes, after that multifarious presentation, I'm ready to focus back on certain addresses here.
This is nice.
I like this.
Darius is getting around.
Yes. All right, 7235-41 Calumet. Last time we were here, this is the one that Mr. Peterson appears on.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him. Mr. Kearney gave me a very good idea, along with Mr. Farrell, to try to resolve this. And I did speak to Mr. Peterson about it, and he has got approval from his clients, which is paperwork. Now, what it is that he's going to agree to remove the water taps, which are in the units, and have a 5-year, and then we're going to limit it to 5 years. And so we're going to get the 5-year covenant. So we're going to get that drawn up, and we should be good to go. Mr. Peterson actually called me last week, so I should have something for the board soon. I just want to give you a status on that. If we
Okay.
could set it over for 30 days.
April 17th?
Or the
April 10th?
Sure, April 10th.
April 10th.
Motion to set the matter for April 10th, 2025.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Letter B, status for 633 Garfield.
It should be
Yeah.
6333 Garfield. Do we have anybody here for that? 6333?
Yes, I do believe Ms. Redfield is here, but we do not have an interpreter for her.
We would interpret for Ms. Redfield?
Oh, we do, perfect.
Morning.
I didn't see her come in.
6333 Garfield.
Good morning.
Excuse me, may I speak?
Yes, ma'am?
I'm Shannon. Thank you so much. My name is Shannon Egan. I'm an attorney for the mortgagee on this property.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is the mortgagee on the property?
It's the current mortgagee is Bank of America, and the servicing agent is Shell Point Mortgage Servicing.
Okay, just a quick question for the mortgagee, Ms. Egan. Are you appearing, because I don't think the mortgagee has ever appeared on this, so this is, I don't believe
No, I
they've
don't
ever
believe they
appeared.
have,
This is
no.
news to us. Is there any issue with the mortgage? Is it in foreclosure or anything like that currently?
No, nothing like that. I'm just here to find out what's going on with the property, what the status is, and what the next steps are.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Redfield, how are you? Good. Thank you. So, just to update the board, the last time that we were here present was on December 5th. Mr. Luter updated the board that there was a contract that had been signed, and we set it over for status on March 13th today to give them time to work on the rehab that they had agreed to. Just a reminder, the expiration of the rehab agreement was June 8th of last year, but due to some difficulties that Ms. Redfield was having, we extended that. It was set also for October 17th, where Ms. Redfield failed to appear, and then it was reset for December 5th when we talked about that contract. So that's where we're at today. I don't know, Mr. Luter may
No,
have
as far as on the building department, I have nothing to add. There have been no permits obtained by the contractor to begin any work, so no work has started, to my knowledge, on that property.
So our overriding concern, and I think we've been pretty patient with Ms. Redfield, is that we held off on entering the order. So, I'm interested to hear from Ms. Redfield as to what she has for an update for the board. But, we're getting close to the point where I think we have to enter that demolition order, just so we have it on the property to see what happens, moving forward and in the future. But, obviously that's the board's decision, and we'll allow Ms. Redfield a chance to update the board. Yeah. Sure. Good morning.
Ma'am, could you just ask her what her plans are and why she hasn't done anything to the house already?
Because it's very difficult to get this contract signed. I'm trying to read it, trying to understand it. I've called and I've asked someone to explain it to me. I know this is about the roof, but I know someone did come out and take pictures of the roof. And then the last time, I think back in December, I was waiting. I was waiting for the springtime to come. I was looking for 3 different contractors. Finally, I did get one. I'm trying to remember the name right now. Roof Matters. I found them. I gave them a call. And they came by my home.
I don't mean to interrupt, is that a copy of a estimate there?
Yes.
Can we please look at it, please?
I'm not sure on the status of their license, if they're licensed with us. They don't sound familiar.
Roof Masters.
Roof Masters, yeah, but that,
Masters, yeah.
because they're not on my radar, doesn't mean they're not licensed, but.
She got
I'd
it
have to-
on March 10th.
Which was
this
just a couple
year.
days ago.
Yeah, and it's for $4,500. So is this the main part, remind us again, is this the main part of the problem?
Yeah, the main issue with the property is the exterior look of the property. The interior of the property was suitable for occupancy, but the outside of the house, just looks, it's kind of an eyesore in the neighborhood. Roof, siding, or painting of the house, that would go a long way in getting things resolved. Kevin's got some pictures from
These are older photos.
older, but they're pretty much the same. I
Can,
believe the exterior's been cleaned up.
can we ask her, ma'am, now that she has this estimate, when does she plan on getting it done?
Soon, very soon.
Now, I'm gonna call today. I had the money already, the $4,000. I got it already. And so he said only take 1 day.
Don't pay him yet, though,
No,
sir,
no,
because,
I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
pay him.
because he's not licensed. We don't think he's licensed.
Right.
'Cause he may be, but they're gonna check.
Okay,
And I don't want you to get in a situation where you're hiring a contractor,
right,
that's not licensed.
right. Because I had the money already.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The only thing I would say, so, sir, the roof is part of the problem, but I see
Right.
there's a fence.
Yeah,
There's a fence, there's some, there's a car with a broken window. I don't know if that's still there. Is that still there
I don't
on the property?
know.
These are from '24. I've got some photos from 2024.
Yeah. That's probably, I wonder if that fence is gone. That's laying in the backyard. And no, it's still there.
There's a car.
Yeah.
Is this still present?
Is that still there? No,
No,
this has
that's-
changed.
that's-
No, this is
gone.
old. No, that was last year. It does look
that's
better
gone.
now. All of that's gone.
Bill, when was the last time you were out there? Do you know?
I was out there during the inspection. Usually the inspector for that area will keep tabs on it
When were you there, though?
whenever I did what the date's on that?
The inspection, I can tell
Right.
you. I'm sorry.
So 20,
That's
looks
okay.
like back in from 23.
Well, they're
So-
saying it's better.
I'm sure it's cleaned up because the complaints about the exterior, as far as the mess have stopped, it's still the appearance of the house. It's still
I
an
can tell
issue.
the board that we signed the agreement back in early '24
yeah.
with a June 8th, 2024 expiration date. So I'm sure the inspection was done probably sometime in, March or something like that, February, March. I mean, I would like to ask the inspector of the district to take some new photos for the board
We would like that too.
and to update the board on the condition of the property.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll set a short status for Ms. Redfield to come over, and at that point, we can figure out whether she's got a licensed contractor or not
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, because even if they do this roof, we still have other issues that need
Still
to
have
be
the issue with
addressed,
the
right?
exterior of the.
So that's what we need to find out when that can be done. Because I mean, there still looks like there's a lot of cleanup that needs to be done.
How it looks.
So
Because-
short status, like 2 weeks maybe or something, a week?
Yeah, I would say a couple weeks.
That's
And I would also just ask Ms. Redfield to just maybe meet with either Mr. Luter or somebody to figure out whether, if the roof is necessarily the primary issue, or if maybe we need to start looking at either siding contractor or
Right.
paint or
That's
something
what we're
like that.
thinking. Maybe the 4,500 could be spent in a better way.
Better on
Yes,
painting and siding than the
absolutely.
roof, because I don't recall the roof being in all that bad a disrepair.
Okay,
So maybe Mr. Luter can help guide them as to what they need
Absolutely.
to start focusing on.
right, absolutely.
Okay,
And what we can do due to her disability, email would work best. I can email her and we can go back and forth and just confirm. Because I do
Yeah.
have her email.
Perfect.
So I can get with her, I can
Yeah.
send her one right after the meeting.
Because if we find out the roof is the least of the problems, the cleanup is much more
I'd rather
important.
see them spend $5,000 on other stuff that maybe
Absolutely.
can get it moving and off the demolition list.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't know if Ms. Egan has anything either. Ms. Egan, did you want to say anything?
No, I just wonder who I can get updated information from, or whatever, a copy of any orders that come out of the hearing.
Sure. I'll give you Mr. Luter's, I'll give you two emails. One is up at the Board of Public Works in the Law Department. It's law@gohammond.com. And then the other one,
Okay.
Mr. Luter, is LEWT, as in Tom, ER, and then the letter W, so luterw@gohammond.com.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And then the board will set a new date right now, I believe.
Yeah. Ma'am?
Okay.
Okay. The reason why I haven't been able to clean up everything that's on the outside, I know that there are things that are wrong, but, I just really want to get it cleaned up. Yes, I've tried to fix the windows. I do understand that I need someone that is licensed. Oh, okay. There is something wrong with the chimney. That's
we
the
can-
most
it's
important
leaning,
thing.
it's
That's
leaning,
what I
it's
really
leaning.
want to, focus on that. Because I'm not sure if that's going to damage all of the walls.
When we do the inspection, we generally don't get up into the attic space, so there is definitely a possibility there could be a leak around the flashing of the chimney that would need to be repaired, but.
That
I know
wouldn't be $4,500 though.
Right, that
Yeah.
wouldn't need a whole new roof.
Absolutely, right. That's why I'm thinking maybe they think they need a roof because of that, and they don't, so.
There is a leak that we have, and it's coming from the chimney.
Could be flashing, though.
Right, that's probably from the flashing of the chimney, so they're getting some leakage around the chimney.
Can you, so when you're communicating with her, can you recommend somebody?
I absolutely can. I think we
Okay.
have in the past.
Okay,
But I will double check. I already have the note to check this company.
that is all chimney.
This is all chimney.
It's all chimney work?
It's not roof stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
To tear the chimney down and rebuild it after they fix it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't recall chimney being in that bad a shape, but if they found
I mean,
something,
the picture looks like it might be leaning a
Yeah.
little bit, but I mean, that could be just the picture, I
Could
don't
be,
know,
yeah.
so, yeah.
well, optical illusion.
All right, so could we get maybe what do you want, Bill, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
March 27th, is that okay? Ma'am,
Yes.
could you let her know that we're gonna have her back here on March 27th? In the meantime, she needs to be in communication with Mr. Luter in the red hoodie there, yep.
Mr. Luder. Okay, go ahead.
And he could recommend somebody that is licensed, that they can trust to get the work done.
Okay.
And they can also make a recommendation if the roof is, if the chimney's the most important thing, or she can better utilize the money that he has. But we have to start seeing some progress done soon.
Okay, okay.
Is that
That's
anything
fine.
else? Anybody want to add anything else?
You're gonna, I think the request is to also ask Mr. Luder to get some updated photos.
Yes.
Yes, and
Or
we're
or
gonna,
Mr. Kearney's department to get updated
Yes.
photos.
Get them one way or the other.
make sure she's okay with that and understands that.
The outside or the inside?
Outside,
Outside.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And then now it's springtime, so, you know, I can start doing some cleaning, but it was cold the previous month, so,
Yeah.
And she understands,
So now.
I'm sorry. She understands that you understand that we're gonna, take the photos. You don't have to take any photos.
okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Thank
so-
you, Thank you.
If you could please thank her for being here, and we will see her in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Motion to set the matter for status for March 27th, 2025.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter C, status for 2314 Indianapolis Boulevard.
All right, this is Ms. Arana, I think, did I see her here? Yes, she's here, okay. So Ms. Arana, of course, has a new contractor. Things seem to be moving along pretty well. We got an update from the contractor through Mr. Luder on it. It's going to be just a financial issue, I think, as they move along. I would suggest a status for 60 days, if Mr. Luder's good with that.
That would be fine with me. I think that's what we discussed the other day, was keeping her on a status. She has a deadline that she'd like to meet, but of course, finances have to match up with that.
Right.
But her contractor's willing to work with her, and it's somebody we all know and I think we can trust to get the work completed.
Okay, does May 8th work for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You have anything you want to add, ma'am, or does that pretty much summarize it?
trying to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Motion to set the matter for status for May 8th, 2025.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Letter D, status for 5742 Calumet Avenue.
I asked for this to be added to the agenda today, and it's basically just for me to ask the inspections department if they could give me an update in the next week or two. This is just to set the record, this is the old car lot on this side of Calumet. It was up for demo because of the garage. Mr. Borsuk was the owner. He appeared and said he would clean it up. I did notice just going by that street, I think I'm not sure which street cuts into where the Civic Center parking lot is, but
Becker?
Becker,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. It's right on Becker and Calumet, and it looks like he did clean up the graffiti. I think he has a for sale sign on it. I don't think we're looking to knock down that structure, but I just wanted to make sure because
Yeah.
we held the order, and the order's being held. So if I could just get an update from inspections on the 3rd District, Mr. Schultz, and
Yeah, there is a for sale sign. It's up
yeah,
there for
so I
sure.
think it's not perfect, but it's also not, I don't think, in the situation it was before, because there's a lot of graffiti on it, and that
Okay.
was cleaned up. So I don't think there's any action for the board at this time, but I would ask that it be set over for maybe 3 weeks for an update from inspections department.
April 3rd?
Thank you.
Motion to set the matter for status for April 3rd, 2025.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter E, residential parking signs on 173rd Place and 174th Street from Tapper to Calumet Avenue.
This came up through a request from the police department for us to check on this. I'd request that the board just agree to place these signs at those locations, so we can notify the council, give them 7 days, and then approve it finally, officially after that time.
Okay. You're good, right, Dean? Yeah. Okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, number 11, late rental registration hearings, I don't see any. Number 12, the meeting's open to the public. Anybody have anything like to say? You can come up to the mic.
Morning.
Good morning. Give us your name, please.
Sergio Cavillo.
Okay,
I'm at 2824 East, 173rd Street with Doggy Details. I was here last year. I was given an extension, 30 days to pay a fee, the license fee. Unfortunately, I got that virus. I was sick 2-3 weeks. So I came in the day of that it was due and tried to get an extension. They denied me. I came in the following week with the money to pay, and they denied me because they had the late fee again. So I've been coming here the past 2-3 weeks to talk to you to see if I can just get the late fee waived and just pay my license. But I've been missing, whether I got here late or the board finished early. And now I finally made it, and I'm trying to see to move on
Okay.
forward. And I have the money now to pay my fees and everything else, but
okay, but here's my recollection of how this went. You came and asked for an extension to pay.
30 days, correct?
We gave you more than 30 days.
60.
Yes.
We gave you quite a few days. And if you recall, at that time, I said, you have to pay it by that date. If you do not, you don't want to come back here and ask, because we gave you way more time than I would have gave most people, okay? So you came, you didn't pay, you were sick for 2 or 3 weeks. In my estimation, you still had 6 to 7 weeks to come and pay it.
Okay,
So I don't know why you didn't.
business is dead.
But that's not, you were ordered to pay something, you were given double the time that you said, 30 days, we gave you 60, and you didn't pay it. So I don't understand, we can't just let people decide when they want to pay for their business license. We can't do that.
I understand.
And if you had sickness during that time, you could have contacted the city and said, listen, I'm sick, I might have some issues, but you waited till the very end.
Well, that's when I got out of bed. I was literally bedridden. I was in bed. I did not move. I didn't phone nowhere.
Well, I'm telling you, I told you at that time, we were very clear, because remember, I even said, we're very clear.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We was very clear
So-
and everything else. Like I said, that's why I'm here now in front of the board, trying to move forward, trying to move the ball. If not, I understand, like I said, but I'm here as a man, face to face in front of the board, trying to move forward, that's it, I understand clearly. I am even back on my rent. I'll show you my text messages and everything. Because business has been so dead. Not because I don't want to pay or I'm lazy or it's business has been dead. It just barely started picking up this month.
Do you own a couple of those, though?
Yeah.
In East Chicago. and
Okay, so business is dead across the board or just in Hammond?
No, across the board, just business in general. The holidays just finished. Everybody's just now getting their income taxes. So that's why March just barely started, uprising. So I'm like, okay, good. I feel relieved, but now I'm still in this situation, so.
For this incident? Okay, are you aware that you missed a court date for this incident?
No, I am not aware.
Okay. Do you remember when that date was?
It was last Thursday.
Last Thursday. So, Mr. Avil, we've talked about this already, and I think for a couple weeks, we've seen you come in late or expecting to see you, and we've already discussed the matter, and we are going to deny your motion to waive the late fee. And again, that is nothing against you. That is,
No,
we felt we gave you enough
I
time,
understand.
and there wasn't much communication at the beginning, and we waited till the end, and here we are today. So we are going to, I'm going to take a motion to deny your request, and hopefully you can pay it soon.
No, I can't. So where do I go to sign up to close down the business? Because I can't pay it.
There's a form down in the controller's office that says you're closing your business, that you won't be in operation anymore.
And how do I go about a contract for the landlord? Because I already owe him too, so how do I go about doing that? Or do I
That's
just walk
something
away and
that's
just
still
let you guys
pending.
deal with it?
Yeah.
Like I said, the reason why I'm late, I couldn't show up because I got to take grandkids to school. So this is why I show up the time that I do.
No, I
Like said, it's not that I'm lazy or I don't want to show up. I got to take grandkids to school, then I fly this way. So that's why.
Well, just so we're clear, though, nobody's
Oh,
saying
no,
you're
I'm
lazy or any of that
no,
stuff.
we're
just
we're
saying
clear.
there's a
No, I'm
time
just
frame.
informing
Okay.
you. No, we're
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Trust me, you made it clear the first time. I understand
Okay.
clearly.
Okay.
But like I said, if someone can't even pay the regular fee, how are you going to tack on the late fees on top of it? I'm here today. I have the money. Just like I came last night. I came the day of the due, asked for extension. They denied me. The following week, I came with the money, and they already added the late fee. That's why I'm here. Like I said, that's why I missed and I'm late.
Yeah, we have to have the
I
same rules for
understand.
everybody, that's all.
I
So there is a
understand.
form downstairs for the first part of the question you asked. The second part is between you and the landlord. I don't know what to tell you. I
Okay.
can't advise you on that. So we are going to deny the request today, and then, If you keep the business, good luck. If you don't, then I'm sorry to hear about that,
No,
so.
it is what it is, like I said,
Okay.
but I came here
Okay.
and try to prove my thing.
Motion to
being
here. All right,
deny
no
the
problem.
waiver of the
Thanks.
late fee.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for being here. The meeting's still open to the public. Anybody else like to speak? Okay,
Chris?
Everybody's all talked out today.
yeah, we're good.
Gentlemen?
Had a multifarious of conversations. Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.